In this video, we'll show you how to change the rear lower control arm on your Ford Fusion. You can find it on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Before lifting your vehicle, it is necessary to measure the distance between the center of your wheel and the wheel arch. This will allow you to achieve an optimal tightening of the parts in their initial position. For safety reasons, we strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Ford Fusion safely. The components to be removed are very often seized up, so don't hesitate to brush and to use penetrating oil to make removal easier. To be able to replace the lower control arms on your vehicle, you need to remove multiple parts. Using a ratchet and a 14mm socket, unscrew the sway bar bracket retaining bolt and nut. Then remove the metal bracket. Lift it off using a small crowbar as a lever. Remove the bushing. This car is equipped with alignment camber bolts so that you can adjust the alignment of your vehicle. Using a marker, trace a line between the alignment camber bolt and the frame, which will allow you to get as close as possible to the initial wheel alignment setting when reassembling. You need to support the lower control arm with a jack to make it easier to remove the bolt. Block the rotation of the holding bolt with an 18mm wrench. Using a ratchet and a 19mm socket, unscrew the holding nut. You can now remove the alignment camber bolt. Screw the nut back on by hand a few threads. You can use a pin punch and a hammer to help you remove it. Remove the control arm from the frame. You can use a crowbar to help you. Lower the jack to gain the space needed to remove the shock spring. Remove the spring. Using a ratchet and a 15mm socket, unscrew the bolt holding the control arm. Hold the lower control arm with one hand and finish unscrewing the last retaining bolt with the other. Then remove it. You can now remove the lower control arm. Remove the lower spring insulator from the shock spring. For great content, our best price, and fast shipping, download the CarParts.com app now. Brush and grease the control arm area to facilitate its installation. Depending on the condition of the bolts, you can apply copper grease to extend the bushing's lifespan. You can order the control arm used in the video on CarParts.com via the link in the description. Take the new control arm. Put the spring insulator in place. The locating piece allows you to put it back on correctly. Put the new control arm in place. Next, reinsert the bolt. Then screw it back on, initially by hand. Put the shock spring back in place. Pay close attention to the position of the spring. Reposition the jack. Then, using a second jack, lift the end of the lower control arm so that you can put the camber bolt back in place. Meanwhile, reinsert the bolt. You can use a hammer to help you. Remove the jacks. Assemble the camber bolt. To avoid damaging the bushings, tighten the control arm in the vehicle on the ground position. Lift the wheel knuckle with the jack until the original measurement between the center of the wheel and the wheel arch is reached. You can then screw the bolt back in using a ratchet. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Use the marking drawn with a marker and put the camber bolt back in place. You can then screw the nut back in using a ratchet. Finish off tightening the nut with a torque wrench. Remove the jack. Put the bushings back in place. Install it in the sway bar. Put the metal bracket back in place. Then screw the metal bracket back on. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Then you will be able to put the wheel back on your vehicle. During this operation, you will be intervening on the rear axle of your car, so it is advisable to perform a wheel alignment afterwards. Put your vehicle back on the ground before properly fixing the wheel in place. Operation complete.
Quality parts, priced right, CarParts.com.